Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm doing a little bit of a just kind of doing things around the house, being productive with me type of video. I clean a little bit. I'm about to go downstairs and meal prep. I filmed this morning, but I didn't do an intro until now. Fresh out of the shower, I did a bunch of skincare, so my skin looks a little crazy. Maybe not crazy, oily. I have like a pimple growing here. It's one of those like under the skin painful ones, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll just do that. So anyway, I'm gonna go downstairs, start my meal prep for the week, and clean up as I go.
Do it like you. Girl, you're so hot like summer. You're everything I ever wanted. You give me feels when you do. No one can do it like you.
Guys, so as you can see, I'm meal prepping my overnight oats. So I do protein overnight oats, which just means I put rolled oats in a container, I weigh them out so it's one serving. I was using PE Science Cake Pop protein powder, so I put a scoop of that in, I weighed it out as you saw, and then I actually add some cinnamon to it. So I guess I could use PE Science Snickerdoodle, which I also have, but I don't because I do think it's different. So then I'm just using a plastic knife to just mix everything up, because if I put water in with the protein on top, I feel like it's just more difficult to mix in with the oats. So then I just filled up my teapot with just cold water, it doesn't matter to me. Poured it all in, I eyeball it, and I just mix everything up. And then once it's all mixed, it just goes straight into the fridge. And there you go, that's 5 breakfasts for me. So Monday through Friday, all my breakfasts are already prepped, ready to go. I don't have to even think about it. And it's delicious. It's one of my favorite things that I've been looking forward to lately. Not really a pregnancy thing for me either, because this is something I ate way before pregnancy. I've been eating this actually for years. Maybe not every day for years, I go through ebbs and flows, but I still love it. And now I decided I should get some dishes done. So here we go with me washing dishes. And once I finish the dishes, I think I looked over, I saw a load of laundry, and I was like, well, I should probably fold that and get that all put away. Because, you know, adulting. before I scare you in this next clip, here we go. I have a face mask on, and it's one of those black jelly ones that dry up and then you peel it off and it pulls everything out of your pores and then some, because Lord knows this stuff feels like super glue once it's dried on your face, and it kind of hurts sometimes when it gets on your peach fuzz, which it happens to me all the time, but no harm, no foul. I just figured I would multitask and get a face mask done, clear out my pores, and rip off my peach fuzz while I was folding the rest of the laundry that I didn't fold downstairs. Side note, I struggle with this sports bra because I don't know how many sports bras I own. They all have the little boob pad inside. You know, well, boob pads, because it's always two, but they're never sewn into place. So every time they come out of the wash, they're all jumbled up in there, and then it takes me 2 years to freaking get them all smoothed out in the right spot and good to go to be put away. Really frustrating, and I like having the pads in my sports bra. I just wish that they were sewn in. I have a few sports bras where they are sewn in so they don't get all crazy after you wash them. Why do people not do that? I don't know. But then I guess I know, like, my sister doesn't really like sports bras that have the pads in them. At least I don't think she does. So I guess I could understand why they just kind of put the pads in there so you can take them out or leave them in for people like me. Moving on, now I'm getting my slow cooker, steamer. It's not an Instant Pot because it doesn't pressure cook, but it does a whole bunch of other things. Now I'm getting that ready, and I am about to hard boil some eggs in there. So I say hard boil, but I just put on the steam setting, as you're about to see, for 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. It really just depends on the day. And then take them out, let them cool off. Sometimes I put them in cold water if I want them to be like a jelly center. Sometimes I don't, but I just let it rip. So while that's happening, I'm going to measure out my watermelon because I chopped up a whole watermelon. Trey's not here to eat it with me, so of course now I'm eating a ton of watermelon so that it doesn't go bad in the fridge, which I don't really have any complaints because I love watermelon. So it is what it is. And now I'm also going to make some popcorn to go along with it because that's what was in my macros for this day. So now that the eggs are done and out of the rice cooker, I'm using the same pot and the same attachments inside, and I'm going to steam some rice. So I bought this rice cooker because it has a smart carb option for rice, where you put the little steamer basket in on top, you fill it up with rice, and it genuinely steams the rice. It doesn't cook the rice in the starchy water, which I like. There were some studies that showed it kind of reduces the carb intake, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, I just like the way it comes out sometimes. Other times I just boil rice on the stove and I make it in a pot on the stove. It really just depends on my mood. I will say, steaming it like this takes over an hour because you're not boiling it. There were directions that come with it. I didn't agree with the directions that came with this pot. I remember it said something about having the water line come up a little bit into the steamer basket. I found when I followed the directions to a T, it just left some of the rice grains a little mushy and others not fully cooked. So I just purely steam the rice. Now I'm going to grab some of this cleaner with bleach, and I'm going to just put it on a paper towel and clean off the rubber seal and the edges around my dishwasher. I know a lot of people don't do that. I think it's nasty. I don't know. I try to make sure my dishwasher is clean, so I pour some bleach in there, I spray it all around the inside, and then I just run it on a cycle to clean out the dishwasher, because you're supposed to do that.
No one can do it like you.
So So I don't know how many videos back I made this chicken and rice casserole. So everything was raw. I put it in this pan, threw it in the freezer. And I did have ranch seasoning on it. That's why I topped it off with more. I just thought it needed more. And I ended up adding this garlic to it. But it came out amazing. I remember in my video I mentioned, and I'll link this video down below, but I remember that I mentioned I thought I put too much liquid in the casserole. And I definitely did, which is fine though, because I didn't put so much where it was completely mushy. I just wish it was a little more granular. So no big deal there, but I did kind of follow a Pinterest recipe when it came to the rice and water ratios for the freezer for this meal. And I just determined that that Pinterest recipe sucked because it was way too much liquid. And I didn't even put all the liquid it recommended. I only did like 2/3 of the liquid and I still thought it was too much. So now I know for next time. But this meal was my meal prep lunch for the day, or for the, oh my gosh, for the day, for the next few days. And I loved it. I want to make it again. I told Trey, wow, you would have really liked this. It was so simple because it was rice, cauliflower and broccoli, and then 2 chicken breasts. And it was fantastic. So now it's the end of the night and everything is done cooking and meal prepping. So I'm just going to do dishes before I get up to bed because Trey and I both really enjoy having all the dishes done before we go upstairs and go to bed for the night. I don't care if they're drying on the other side, neither does Trey. We just don't like to leave dirty dishes in the sink. I don't know why. It just feels nice when you come down into your kitchen and there's no dirty dishes in the sink. Everything is clean and ready to go for the next morning. You can just put away the dry dishes and life is just easy. So I'm doing that because I'm gonna get ready and head up for bed as soon as I finish washing these dishes and getting my bedtime snack together. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. It is now 8:08 in the evening, at night, whatever, and I'm done for the day. I cleaned up what I wanted to clean up. The only thing I didn't do was hardcore mop the floors, like with a bucket and a Cuban mop. If you don't know what a Cuban mop is, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, that's the only thing I didn't do, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to eat my 600 grams of watermelon, which is a lot, while I'm in bed, and I'm going to put some foot lotion on, relax, and then probably be asleep by like 10:30-ish. So I try to wind down my day early enough that I get upstairs and I'm like not just upstairs and straight to bed. I kind of just like to relax in bed before I actually go to sleep. Talk to Trey on the phone since he's not here right now, he's at training. So yeah, that's it for my night. Got a lot done. I meal prepped, even put some rice in the freezer, which was exciting because that means I don't have to do it next week. Who doesn't love that? And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.